Hey guys, welcome to the video for today. So before we get started, I just ask you I basically give your opinion on it. Just give me a chance, okay? I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking for a chance. That's why you're here. If you're a new viewer or if you're a returning viewer, you just haven't subscribed yet. I just ask you just give me a chance. Give me a week to prove that I can try and do the best that I can to my ability. Like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you're gonna do. Let your friends know what's going on here. But anyways, let's get right on to the video. Bonjour mes amis, je suis de la Canadienne, and welcome back to the World Cup coverage. So I know I'm late. I'm late on this video. I am sorry. It's gonna go up right away after this fun. So let's just talk about. So we're gonna do this in two ways. We're going to review the group stage, and then we're going to predict the rest of the tournament from here. And that's the way we're really just gonna go with it. Also, a reminder at the top of the description will be a link to the charity drive where you can donate if you must, if you want to, or you're able to. And if you can't, just sharing it around will help a lot. So thank you in advance. But anyways, let's get ourselves into it. Starting from Group A, the winner of the group was the Netherlands, and the runner-up was Senegal. Missing out was third place Ecuador and fourth place host country Qatar. Now, if you remember my predictions a few weeks ago, I said that the Netherlands was going to win the group. That one I had correct. But I did incorrectly predict the runner-up. Well, I said Ecuador was going to be the runner-up, but it wound up being Senegal. I was not expecting an African country to come out of this. But hey, you got to give them the credit, and credit where credit's due. They managed to get out of the group. So, hey, good on them. As for Ecuador, not Ecuador, Qatar, this was probably one of the most disappointing results from a host nation that we've seen in a long time. And that's not really their fault, because I said before, Arab countries, for whatever reason, and it's not just Arab, Asian countries usually don't fare well in the World Cup either. There are European countries that don't fare well in this environment either. There's countries all over the world that don't fare well in this type of tournament. I'll get to that in a little bit. That's just an example of it. And it's not even their own fault. They tried, but they just could not get anything going. And when a team can't get themselves together, everything falls apart at the blink of an eye. If they make it back here again, they need to have a little more of an organized system. And I know they can do it. They just gotta have it. For Group B, the winner was England. The runner-up was the United States. Third place, Iran. Fourth place, Wales. England, again, we expected to win the group. Now, I said USA was going to win the group, and England was going to be the runner-up. But I also made a note of that in saying that this was going to be one that you could interchange. And this was that. England did really well. USA tied their first two games and had to beat Iran just to make it. Seriously, they had to win, and they did. Now we'll see what happened to them a little later on, but most teams did well. Iran was so close. And you know what? Good for them. Now, we're not going to get into what's going on in Iran because that is way too controversial, even for this channel, because, the politics over there, not going to bother with that. So, but in terms of the football team that they got, it's not bad. They actually have gotten some growth. And hey, you cannot fault that. They actually did really well. If they make it back, maybe they may be looking to be a little bit better. Who knows? Depending on if they make it back and what group they get placed in next time. In Group C, we had Argentina winning the group, followed by the runner-up Poland, then third place Mexico, and fourth place Saudi Arabia. Argentina, again, we expected. I have them winning the group. I had Mexico as a runner-up. And that was almost a reality. At one point, Poland and Mexico were basically separated by fair play. Well, that was until the Saudis put the dagger in the heart, scoring a goal in the 90th minute on that final day. Basically told Mexico, look, if we're going out, you're going with us. Poland barely made it. But on the other hand, you got to give Poland credit. 2018 was disastrous for them. Now they're in the knockout stage. And for them, that's the best case scenario that they can have. So well done. Well done indeed. Now in Group D, France wins the group, followed by runner-up Australia, third place Tunisia, fourth place Denmark. Now I'm going to start with the bottom here. Denmark didn't make it, which I thought they were going to make it runner-up, but I'm actually shocked that Denmark didn't make it. But, there's a controversies over the armband that they wanted to wear, but people were going to let them wear it. And, that caused tension between the nation, the club, and FIFA in itself. And I don't know if you guys heard, but I think there were reports that Denmark pretty much wanted to blanket quit the World Cup and maybe a possible withdrawal from FIFA entirely. Which, if that's the case, that is a massive blow to their international team. It's a massive blow to their football community. That's huge. Tunisia, I didn't expect them to make it. They got close. They did beat the defending champion France in the final match, but I don't know. Australia, I was surprised to see make it. Australia, I was not expecting to make it, but they did. The Aussies powered through. All the power to them. Now, Group E, and this is where shit starts to get weird. The winner of Group E was Japan, followed by the runner-up being Spain. And in third place, Germany. In fourth place, Costa Rica. The only one out of that group that was expected was Costa Rica. And all honestly, no disrespect to Costa Rica, but seriously, no one expected them to make it past the knockouts. Germany, they were the big shocker because we all thought they were going to make it. The first match they played, they lose to Japan. Then they draw with Spain, and they beat Costa Rica in the final match. They just couldn't get it. Pretty much Spain, the only reason Spain's moving on is because they had the tiebreaker via goal differential. Japan just, whatever reason, decided, hey, you know what? We should just win. But good for Japan, though. Spain I had in there, but I had a win in the group. Well, it was interchangeable between them and Germany, but good for Japan. For Group F, and the winner of the group is Morocco. Second place, the runner-up is Croatia. Third, Belgium. Fourth, Canada. Canada, I'm a little disappointed, but then I hold my head up high and say we got 2026 to look forward to. We just weren't prepared enough this year. In 4 years' time, we'll be a little more prepared to be one of the free host nations, so we get automatic qualification. But at least we gave it our all. For Belgium, I expected them to make it. I really expected them to make it, but they just didn't have everything. Like, they had a damn good keeper. If I remember in the Belgium-Canada game, they have a damn good keeper. I mean, he could save that team, I guess. Croatia, I expected them to make it. But Morocco, I was not. And I take back every negative thing I've said about Morocco. I take it back. Morocco proved me wrong. I didn't think Morocco was going to make it, but they did. They won the group. You can't ask for a harder effort than that. And they gave it. So congratulations, Morocco. You definitely deserved it. In Group G, Brazil wins the group, obviously. Runner-up being Switzerland. third place Cameroon, and fourth place Serbia. I expected Serbia and Cameroon not to make it. Basically, this one was probably the most predictable group under the Group H, which we'll get to in a minute. Brazil and Switzerland, that was my prediction, so I'm not surprised. But it's because of how close it was from Switzerland winning the group, from Brazil winning the group. It was basically by 1 goal differential. Brazil having a +2 and Switzerland having a +1. God damn it, Cameroon nearly fucked that up for us. But okay. And Brazil is going to move on. And in Group H, Portugal wins the group, while we runner-up South Korea. And then followed by Uruguay and Ghana. Ghana, I didn't expect to make it. Portugal, I expected to win the group. Now, here's why South Korea made it, and not Uruguay. Fair play. South Korea moves on because they have the tiebreaker in fair play. What fair play is, basically means who got less cards in the World Cup. Like who got less yellow cards, who got less red cards, all that sense. South Korea had less, and if you have less, you move on and you're considered the majority. Again, Portugal, I expected to win the group no matter what. So now that we have all 8 groups talked about, now let's talk about the bracket. Now, I want to preface this. At the time of this recording, December 4th, 2022, 3:25 a.m. Eastern Time. 2 matches have already been done from the round of 16, and those 2 are getting ready to face up in the quarterfinals on Friday. So, let me just get those matches out of the way, but I will not predict the quarters match until a little bit later down the line. So the 2 matches that happened were Netherlands, USA, and Argentina, Australia. The Netherlands defeated the United States by a score of 3-1. Dumfries had a goal and 2 assists in that game. Phenomenal. USA gave it their all, but they just ran out of gas after the Iran game. And they barely won that Iran game, too. Argentina, Australia, that one was a little more of an obvious outcome. But I'm surprised Australia kept it close with the 2-1 loss. But Argentina does move on, and Messi lives to fight another day. So now we got that match. We'll predict Netherlands-Argentina a little later when we get to that point. We'll predict the other matchups quickly. First, Japan-Croatia. Now, it's harder to predict these games because this is when teams really start to get hungry. Do I go with the upset and pick Japan? Or do I go with the logical sense and pick Croatia, who were the finalists in the previous World Cup? And I think I'm going to go with the upset here, and I'm going to pick Japan to win. Now, when you're watching this, you're probably waking up. The game's already on. Tell me if they won or not in the comments below, please. I would love to see it. Also going on tomorrow, well, today. Oh, no, actually, it's tomorrow, Monday, so never mind. So, Brazil, South Korea is next on Monday. Now, I'm going to pick Brazil, not because of my heritage bias. No, that's not why I'm picking them. But because going up against someone like South Korea, Brazil basically is like Goliath and South Korea's David. But in this case, this is more of a one-sided game than most people are going to think. I still expect South Korea to give it a fight, but I still think Brazil's going to come out of that on top. For the 2 games that are on today, France, Poland, and England, Senegal. Now, I'm going to predict these 2 at the same time. I'm having France and England win. I think France, compared to Poland, France is much stronger than Poland. No disrespect to the Poles. Because Poland does have a good squad. How they made it here, that's all that matters. I think France just has a little more in the tank compared to Poland. And that might, who knows, that might go to extra time. Might go to PKs. Let's wait and see. The next one, England, Senegal, kind of the same thing. England has more in the tank than Senegal does. But Senegal fought to be here. And honestly, that's a win for them in their books because they made it here when no one thought they were going to. Like, hey, you got to take that win all you can. So the next game set for Tuesday, Morocco, Spain, which I think Morocco is going to win that matchup. Now, there's two perspectives you can look at this. One being the historical significance of it being that Morocco was a former colony of Spain. Or on the other hand, you can look at it from the football perspective being that in 2018, Spain single-handedly beat Morocco and was considered that Morocco was cheated out of it. So it's a revenge game pretty much from 2018. But I think Spain's going to win that. I think Morocco's going to win that one, actually, not Spain. To get the revenge on that game in 2018. And honestly, I kind of want to see that. Let the chaos reign. The final round of 16, Portugal, Switzerland. I'm having Portugal win it. No, you know what? Switzerland. Let the chaos reign. Portugal's good, but when one player has really all of his focus on whining about a certain team that he's with or was with because, he was released, it might not be all there. Just saying. For the quarterfinals, we'll go by as I predicted, and I'll be for the rest of this. Netherlands, Argentina, we know is already confirmed. I'm having that game be the end of the road for Lionel Messi. I respect the dude for everything that he's done in the World Cup. I respect all his accomplishments. But I think the Netherlands, because the Netherlands are a far younger team than the Argentines are, this should be a Netherlands win in extra time. Now, Messi, if that is indeed your final game, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for the game, for the sport, and for inspiring millions of young children to pursue their dreams and possibly play soccer and even represent their country on the stage such as this. Hell, I bet you now, because he's been playing for about 20 years, that there's people that are playing in this World Cup that were inspired by Lionel Messi. That's the type of game that he has. I got nothing but respect for him. No, I'm sorry, I'm predicting the Netherlands here. The next one would be Japan, Brazil. This is where Japan is going to fall apart. Brazil's going to be a little too strong for them. And that's not the disrespect Japan, because they made it, because of my prediction, they made it that far. And honestly, for Japan, that is huge. Because that means they're getting better. The better you get, the more likely to a World Cup title a few years down the line you're going to get. Honestly, for Japan, this is best case scenario. I mean, yeah, you're going to lose to Brazil in my prediction, but be proud. Be proud. And the next matchup, the 100 Years War game. France versus England. The most rivalriest game in the history of rivalry games. Because these two countries hated each other for centuries. But this, we get France-England, what we were robbed of in 2018, oh, this is gonna be good. France, I'm gonna predict that France wins, but I'm saying that game's gonna go to penalty kick. There's no way that game does not go to penalties. Seriously, because that's a damn good game. Now moving on, Morocco, Switzerland. That might be where Morocco falters. Against those kind of a stronger team in the Swiss, that's where Morocco might get into trouble a little bit. But in that sense, Morocco should be proud, regardless of the result. Because they made it that far. They look good. and they might be destined to be on the up and up. So that's why I'm picking Switzerland there. Not as to, say that Morocco sucks, but Morocco is still building their future. And that's all anyone can ask for, is for them to just build on their future a little more and then come back in a few years and see how the team looks. Now for the semifinal games. Netherlands, Brazil. Oh boy, Brazilians have a vivid memory of this game. 2014, the third place game. Netherlands embarrassed us. I'm saying that from the perspective of a Brazilian. And I know I was cheering for Brazil in that game, and I was legitimately pissed. This is a game that Brazil has to win if they want to show that they're still a top team. And I think Brazil will do that. Not in the same standard as the Netherlands did in 2014, but I think extra time will be needed here. So Brazil, I have predicting going to the World Cup final. Netherlands to the third place game. And yes, I will be predicting the third place game because we got to do that. For the other matchup, Switzerland and France. The Alp game, the Battle of the Alps, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna have France win that one, mainly because, like I said with Poland and Senegal, France has more in the tank than Switzerland will, and that's not to discredit the Swiss because they'll be making it I'm predicting to the semis, which the Swiss can't be mad at all. So Swiss facing the Netherlands in the third place game. That one I'm having the Netherlands win. But the real prediction comes at the World Cup final. Now, I originally planned to do a prediction closer to that final, which I expected to do next week. But, well, not next week, but you know what I mean. But the reason I'm predicting now is because the next World Cup video I want to talk about what happened in the groups and the knockouts so far. And then I want to predict, but instead of predicting that game, I want to just preview it. It'll be like a long preview, and then after that final happens, that week will just be kind of like a World Cup recap. So who do I think will win the World Cup between Brazil and France? Brazil. Why? Because Brazil might have a trick up their sleeve with some younger players. They might have a couple more younger players than France does, but Brazil also has a couple more vets than France does. Neymar, Dani Alves, to name a few. And they have these young guys like Richarlison, Casemiro, to name a few that are pretty much the future of Brazil. That might be the deciding factor, but that's my opinion. Like I said, the predictions, you can feel free to think however you want to think. You can tell me who wins the World Cup in the description below. And also, while you check out the description, feel free to donate if you are able to. If you're not able to, then just sharing it around will do wonders. But that will do it for the World Cup coverage this week. So, if you guys did enjoy, if you did, leave a like, comment down below if you guys want to see me next. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the large information. But until next time, je suis le lâcher canadien. Bonne nuit et au revoir.